Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, the hottest day of the year, of course, is the day for our annual vet visit. I wanted to talk about a little bit about how I get ready for our annual vet visit. Farm vets are a special breed. They come to your place, number one, so that makes them special. Two is they work with all sorts of animals, large and small, that can be very difficult to handle. They spend most of their day doing a lot of heavy lift, running around, and unfortunately, a lot of farms do not prepare in advance for vet visits. I insist on preparing for vet visits. So, what does that mean? That means it's the hottest day of the year. I have the barn fans running at full speed. There are 3 of them creating a cross breeze across, right? So I have one here in the upper corner. I have another one dead center. Well, not quite dead center, but right here. And then third one in the back corner. And I have those up and running so that we have a little bit of a cross breeze. I have a table set up for them to use. That table has my farm book, which is all my paper records. Thankfully, that's the only paper records I have. Everything is really electronic. So I have my computer. The barn is Wi-Fi enabled so that we can work through anything we need to work through right here on the spot. I have a fridge full of cold water in the tack room. I make sure that that's available. They never take advantage of it, but I always have it for them. I have clean buckets of cold tap water ready to go should we need it for rinsing, cleaning, anything that may need to happen. All of the animals are in stalls that I cleaned last night. You can hardly tell, they've made a disaster out of it, but they are closed in. They are ready to rock and roll. That was the does. Here's the pigs. Well, there's one pig, the other one's here. The donkeys have their halters on so that we can handle them. They are getting a little bit of hay as an advanced treat just to keep them calm and quiet, but they're prepared. And it's the same thing with the bucks. The bucks are over here getting a little hay, and they are also fully closed in, ready to rock and roll. I do that on purpose. I do not want my vet to have to help me chase down and corral animals. The other thing that I have prepared for them, of course, is a collar and a leash to handle the goats should we need to. Sometimes we don't need to, it depends on what we're doing. But a collar and a leash to handle goats is right here on hand. And then although my vet brings a scale with her, I try and have, well, I have the identical scale that she brings, and I have mine set out so that she doesn't have to drag hers out. Is it a big deal? No, she does it for every other client. In 90-degree weather, when you're handling 11 goats, 2 donkeys, and 2 pigs, is it important? I think it is. So I'm going to show you that in a second, and then I'm probably going to see her come pulling down the driveway. So let's take a look at the scale. All right, so scales. I actually have 2 different types of scales. This particular scale is a postal scale. I can put a link to the Amazon place I got it, assuming that it's still there. It's about, I don't know, 6 or 8 years old at this point. This is for my babies. We won't be using this at this visit. I don't have any babies here right now. But this particular scale is really nice because I can always throw a box on it, tear out the box, meaning zero out the weight on the box, put the baby in the box, and still read without having to try and navigate. The platform is big enough. Oops. See, about bigger than my foot, right? For a box and baby goats. And we weigh our baby goats every day until they reach about 5 pounds. Then every couple of days until they reach about 7 pounds. And then they're done. We don't need to weigh them after that. This one does run on batteries if I want it to. But because of how we use it and the fact that it's really just babies, we plug it in. It's just easier that way. The floor scale is new this year. In fact, weighing adult goats is fairly new to this operation. And I love it because it tells us exactly what we need to dose medications. It's big enough, you can see the difference in size for an adult goat to stand on, and we can still read the readout. It is battery operated, and we want it to be that way because that way I can move it from stall to stall and make things as efficient as possible. So our vet is here now, which means I have to shut up and get focused. Again, part of respecting her and her time is making sure we do this as efficiently as possible so she can get to her next client and not spend hours with me. Thanks for coming along on that journey, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.